So it can be a real pain to run out of these plastic tops for your EarthBox. If you have an EarthBox, you know what I mean. Basically, they're not too expensive, but the shipping is horrible, and so you're not going to buy more of them unless you're about to get a big order of other EarthBoxes. But if you've got the amount of EarthBoxes that you want, it's kind of a pain. So what do? So finally, I stopped reusing them until they, got broken and everything like that. I tried out the trash bag method. So here I have a 33-gallon trash bag, and I measured it out. It's about 33 inches horizontal and 38.5 inches vertical. So what you're going to do is you kind of open it out fully, and you'll have two faces, right? You've got the front of the trash bag and you've got the back of the trash bag. Here I've got one of the faces left over from a previous trash bag where I used one of the faces to make two EarthBox tops. So basically what you need to do is you have two seams along the side. Here's the drawstrings section. You've got two seams along the side. You kind of cut right down into here, just past the drawstring, and you can rip along the seam on this side and this side. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit painful. This bottom over here doesn't have a seam, so you can't do the cut a little bit and rip method. So unfortunately, scissors kind of suck on this, and I tried a kitchen knife, and it only gets about a couple of inches at a time. So the best I have to tell you is a kitchen knife. I might try an X-Acto later, but you got to cut the bottom of the bag, and then that gives you two faces, just like I have here, and each of these faces gives you two EarthBox tops. So what you need to do once you've got a face is that you go down the you cut a horizontal line across the halfway point. That gives you your two lids. Okay, I'm going to show you what I did with my two tops this past time. One of them was kind of painful, but it's what I needed psychologically at the time, and the other one is the one that probably makes most sense if you're doing it right. So for this guy over here, I've got two peppers here, then I've got a huge big thing of parsley, and then I've got two peppers in the back. I got a little bit concerned about how I didn't know how to separate the parsley. It came in a huge container, and I just couldn't figure out how to separate it, so I just panicked and planted it in the center here. So what I did is I planted these all before putting the top on, which usually you put the top on first. But there was a reason for this. I didn't know if I'd have time to do it all at once, and so I wanted to make sure nobody was root bound. So I planted them all in there, and I came back a few days to do the top. Now that's a real pain, because what you have to do is you have to cut these horizontal lines all the way through here, just to let like this pepper and the pepper behind it get in. And then you cut a horizontal line by the parsley, and you cut a horizontal line through the last two peppers, and that's a pain because, like I told you, the knife doesn't really cut very well, so it's going to take a while, and you're going to be sad and stuff like that, but you got to do what you got to do. And then what you do is you take these binder clips and you just clip every single side. You need 1,000,000 binder clips with this method, because you have to put a clip on every single strip. The better method, if you have an easier set of holes to make and you have the time to plant and put the top on, is you put the top on first. Now this is done with these like garden clips. They work just fine to grab the lip under here, but there's no reason you can't use binder clips if you need to save your garden clips for putting stems through for things that are a bit more delicate. But binder clips and garden clips both work. Drop the top down just like before. Now I have two eggplants. This worked like a dream. I just took my hand rake and I stabbed, and then I ripped a hole open with my hands. Stab, rip a hole open with my hands. Took 2 seconds, so this is definitely the better method as long as you have the time to do it.